do you say to the team after a loss like that?
Coach Riley talked about pulling together, talked about leading into bye week, talked about staying together, talked about working, talked about building brick by brick. We're building a team. It takes time, and that's what he talked about. I talked to the defense about preparation. I talked to the defense about where we were, where we are, and where we can be. I talked to the defense about a lot of experience and experiences that are happening in a positive way for our players that are, in a lot of instances, young and in terms of participation and mature that way, and maturing rapidly. And I talked to them about the future and the opportunities in the future, and that was what we talked about.
You mentioned preparation. What do you think is missing in the preparation, getting ready for these types of games?
I felt like the preparation for the Wisconsin game was strong defensively, and it was strong. And this preparation, they put a lot into the Wisconsin game. This preparation was good. Again, we have a lot of guys we've got guys that are not participating. So we've got young players doing jobs that are very hard to do against great players and a great team. Hitting on all cylinders, running the ball, throwing, quarterback, lights out, offensive system, tempo, speed, challenges, formations. A real test for players that are new and playing for the first time. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They gained a lot of experience tonight playing in this game, and they'll be better for it and better the next time they play.
What to you was maybe the most disappointing aspect of the performance tonight?
It was all disappointing. It's all disappointing. Nothing that wasn't disappointing about tonight's performance on every level.
You mentioned the young players. Is that sort of just, we're kind of just seeing that growth as it happens on the field? Is that what you're seeing, is just them coming into their own?
You are.
In these big games?
That's exactly it. That doesn't feel good. It might not make everybody happy. I'm sure it doesn't. But it doesn't make it any less real. That's real. So these players, in a lot of instances, are learning how to play on the job as young players, and they're doing a good job, and they're definitely trying as hard as they possibly can. They're wonderful young men, and it means a great deal to them, and they're working very hard. And then in game, there are some moments of very youthful, inexperienced play, and when you play against great teams, that's typically, at least it looks that it's like always at the point of attack, because they're going to find the vulnerability there.
So you look at this as a step in the right direction as opposed to a step back, a step towards what you guys are doing?
It seems like a trap question. Okay. I'm not sure what article you're trying to write. Again, miserable night. Miserable night. Miserable night. And then for players that are developing, every one of them is going to be better the next time they play. So as a coach, the silver lining of this dark, miserable cloud is that the players are improving through experience, and then overall, the unit, brick by brick, building will become the type of unit in time. We're just getting started. I just got here. These players are playing. A lot of new players are playing. And we are just getting started with our unit. We're getting started with our culture, which has been under spectacular amount of strain and attack. But we're just getting started, and some of these players are just getting started. These young guys, and they're going to be really good, and we're going to be really good.
With what happened now this week and last week, also, do you worry about your defense mentally a little bit?
I wouldn't say worry. I don't think that's a fair word. It definitely needs attention. It definitely is going to need attention. Culture and mentality and mindset after a couple weeks like we've had definitely needs care. To say it doesn't need care wouldn't be true. And it'll need care and attention, that piece, not just playing the plays. But I wouldn't say worried. It just creates another level and layer of necessary preparation. Good question.
Bob, what will you use the bye week for? What are you going to focus on?
You know, in some instances, the guys just need to heal. You know, we played without our really top two safeties, two of our top three. I mean, even you know, Joshua, just great courage today. You know, playing on kind of half a wheel. But we heal up our safeties that have been kind of decimated by injury, that position. Some other players that have played a massive amount of plays, like Chris and Luke and those guys. They need to heal up. They need to heal, and then just get back to work. Get back to work on our, as you mentioned, you asked the question about culture. Just get back to work on our ideology and our culture, and then get back to work on the plays.
What was the attack on Barrett tonight? The game plan, that could be a tough guy to build a strategy around, obviously.
Yeah, you know, there is a way to play those guys, and it creates an exposure on the perimeter, and that's how you got to play them, and you got to hold up then, because with that you know, triple option offense that's happening in all that space, you got to try to squeeze the air out of the space, and when you squeeze the air out of the space, you get more on body, and in doing that, you know, you got to be able to hold up on the perimeter.
How much of what happened tonight would you say was kind of what you're talking about with young guys, injuries, and how much of it was on what Ohio State just was able to do?
I mean, Ohio State's a great football team, excellent runners, blockers, passer. You know, I think the quarterback may be statistically one of the most prolific passers in their history. Great coaches, great team, great personnel, great system, belief, you know, just a recent history of spectacular play and success. And they're gonna, every little liability, every little issue is going to become a disastrous play on defense.